Hello, everybody. We are at 2:04 in the afternoon, and I don't know about you, but it is Nick prime nap time. So if we could, just everybody stand up real quick. We'll shake it out a little bit. I'm going to talk about a lot of money right now, and it's going to be a good time. And then go ahead and take a seat whenever you're ready. Do I have a laser? All right. So again, my name is Nicholas Smith. I'm one of the new disaster program managers at AZ DEMA in the Mitigation branch. I've actually been around already for a year, but I've been in the role for a couple months now as the program manager. So this is DEMA's mission, and to provide military and emergency management capabilities to the citizens of Arizona and the nation. What we do primarily is hazard mitigation, any sustainable action that reduces or eliminates long-term risk to people and property from future disasters, so long as you have an active hazard mitigation plan. If you don't, we could talk about that a little bit more, but we do not do response activities. So I'll just cut to the chase there. Fire trucks, probably fire extinguishers. Don't come to us for that. We can't do that for you. Raise your hand if you're one of these, right? There's probably a lot of that in this room. So state, local, tribal nations, and then some partnerships are permitted. Private nonprofits are eligible under my grant programs, which I'll talk about more here in a second. So I'm offering crisp high fives for anybody that can guess. We could do air high fives as well. For anybody that can guess the amount of money that was made available last year for the Building Resilient and Infrastructure Communities grant. Anybody? How much? I'm gonna come. You want air high five or you want? All right. I was about to run down there working on my cardio. He's correct. $1 billion was available last year for building resilient infrastructure and communities. There was $2 million for state allocation, and then everything else after that, for the most part, except for here, minor things, went to national competition, which was $50 million per project. That is $50 million per project that you could submit for BRIC last year. Now we're waiting for the NOFO this year, so no, it says that the notice of intent period is closed. The notice of funding opportunity has not dropped yet, so that is wrong. We were anticipating it would have dropped by now, but we are still waiting. Our anxiety is high. It's going to be a good time. And then we have flood mitigation assistance. The only the only difference between these two, for the most part, is that the FMA grant, the project has to benefit or be a part of the NFIP property insurance program. So, but a lot of money in these two combined, $1.8 billion in both of these two combined for hazard mitigation projects, and we'll talk about different eligible projects here in just a moment. These are my programs, so anytime there's a disaster in Arizona and money is made available under these two grants, you're gonna come talk to me, and then we're gonna figure out how to make your project eligible and get that submitted and get that project going. Under HMGP postfire is what we're mostly going to be talking about. Right now I have $2.2 million available right now today. So if you are thinking of any sort of projects, or if you have an idea of a project, or if you're like, hey, maybe we can do a study regarding some sort of fire problem, right, which there's a lot of here, come talk to me, because I could probably get that funded for you. And just a small stipulation here, so the priority to fire projects within the affected counties. So with the last fire, I believe it was Maricopa County, Pinal County, and then the San Carlos reservation, they do have priority for the $2.2 million, but if they don't apply for all of it, it's free game, right? That's $2.2 million. You know how many generators that is? It's a lot of generators. But okay, so here's some basic eligibility, right? So you have to improve resilience against a natural hazard. It can't be against, terrorists. I can't use a generator to stop a terrorist. Well, I'm sure you could, but not with our money. You must reduce the risk of loss of people and property. And and it must be cost effective. So FEMA has recently come out with new guidance. So anything under $1 million requires a BCA narrative, and that applies to my grants as well, HMGP and HMGP post-fire. We cannot replace, reconstruct, or restore. And again, we like to reiterate, it cannot be response related. All right, you saw a quick slide of that. I give you 2 seconds. Okay, what are some eligible projects under hazard mitigation? Crisp high five, again. Crisp high five. Anybody? How about, okay, we got a bunch of fire people in here, right? What are some mitigation fire techniques? Oh, who said it first? Get ready, ready? 3, 2, 1, oh, there we go. Okay, what's another one? One more? Say again? Yeah, thinning reduction, burning. Let me see. Maybe, probably. What else? What happens after a fire when it rains a lot? Oh, yes. Yeah, we do that as well. We can probably provide money for that, right? When I say probably, I mean most definitely. Please apply for the $2.2 million I have available. Right, so we'll move on to the next slide. So eligible projects, right? And these are just the basic common ones: culverts, generators, acquisitions. I got a list here because we're at a wildfire-oriented conference. So we have fire suppression systems, warning equipment, flash flood prevention measures, erosion prevention and slopes. I can go on. Fuels reduction, right, like we had said. And then ground cover vegetation reestablishment. Those are a lot of fire-related activities that we can provide funding for, $2.2 million. So FEMA has made applying easier for some projects. So like I said, projects under $1 million at the time of submission, all they need to be is a narrative, rather than having to go through the complicated toolkit that they have. That is not fun for everybody. Although we are growing, we have somebody who will help you with that at our branch. If it's under $1 million, a quick narrative as to how it's cost effective, we're basically good to go. And that applies to, again, my grants as well now. Before it was just brick and FMA. So FEMA's also produced job aids. If you look up FEMA job aids on their website, they have helped create these fact sheets and checklists for you. So if you want a generator project and you want to be able to get the language correct so that way we can make the whole application process super easy, go to that website and look up generator technical review in the FEMA job aids, and it'll make your application process so much faster, so much easier. They'll make the money come faster, the $2.2 million. And so these are some of the job aids that they have, right? So wildfire technical review, that's a big one, especially for everybody in this room probably. And then it'll also help smooth and support the EHP process as well. So which has been what holds up a lot of our projects in the timeline here. As you can see, it's about, where's it at? I think the closed captioning is covering it. But it's before the awarding kickoff. The EHP, it takes quite a while. FEMA has hired more people, so it's a little bit quicker than it used to be. And then our team as well has hired more people, so we are quicker than we used to be. So we're looking at 6 years here, but we're really trying to shorten it down to 3. We're trying to cut that in half. And I'd say so far we're doing pretty good, but we're definitely working on it. And then these are just some more EHP things to consider. So there are records of environmental considerations, and then the EHP that you're going to have to go through, basically the environmental historic preservation prior to the award of the project. So getting short on time here, so I'm going to skip the super fun EHP stuff. If you are not part of our contact list, please go up to either Destiny Colorado, the State Hazard Mitigation Officer, or I, and we will add you to that, so that way you are made aware of when hopefully another $1 billion drops very soon, or when future funding, such as the $2.2 million that I have right now currently, please apply for it, becomes available again. So, as well as other workshops and everything that we're working on to help smooth the application process, a lot of FEMA Go stuff, I know navigating government websites isn't always easy, so I am out of time here. But if you have any questions, please feel free to contact that email, and we will help you out and get sorted. Thank you.